All right, my name is Kirk Turntine, and I'm the CEO of Detroit Design Technology.
I'm Tyrone Chandler, I'm the CFO.
We're here to talk to you today about our digital identity solution, CME. So the onset of the global pandemic has caused large-scale shifts in our digital behavior, including the way we work, engage, and transact. How many of you use Zoom to now conduct your business every day? Oh, hands everywhere. All right, that's what we thought. And so these conveniences haven't come without drawbacks, namely historic and unprecedented levels of fraud. So let's take a look. Last year, businesses lost $52 billion in relation to identity fraud. This is largely because the pandemic forced the majority of our business to be conducted online, where the removal of the in-person component, ease in regulation, and shift toward digital services created the perfect conditions to successfully commit identity fraud. So let's unpack the problem. Existing solutions are ineffective at addressing the problem of identity fraud for several reasons. First, today's fraud is not yesterday's. And while the problem isn't new, fraudsters' methods have become more sophisticated and complex over time. Also, verification is not proof. And where identity fraud is concerned, businesses are confusing fraud mitigation with applicant screening processes. And finally, as a result, current solutions are causing misplaced trust and confidence, where companies are losing money, don't know why, don't know how, and have no one left to hold accountable. This is, in effect, a criminalist crime. So how's identity fraud work? Well, it's widely accepted that there's two ways to create fake identities. The first, where someone uses a real person's information to leverage existing accounts or create new ones. Or when a fraudster combines real and fake information or completely fabricates the information to create an identity. Now let's take a look at an example within the context of our solution. Meet Richard Smith. Richard lives in Ann Arbor, Michigan. His date of birth is November 12th, 1996. And Richard has just submitted an application to a local property management company. Richard is not who he says he is, but that's not a problem because the background and credit checks are supposed to catch these things. And he's going to pass one. He's going to pass a credit check, a background check, and he's got the documents in his possession to corroborate this information, which he's purchased off the dark web. Now, the thing about Richard is he's a complete forgery.
Richard is a completely synthetic identity profile, made up in one of the most widely used synthetic identity profiles when it comes to identity fraud.
Thank you. And now the person masquerading as Richard can lease an apartment, maintaining complete control over the information used during the process without repercussion or consequence or responsibility of repayment. And without responsibility of repayment, and also, this means that property managers will incur losses in the form of missed rent, revenue potential, and eviction and legal costs. And this is all due to the fact that Richard isn't who he says he is. And so what's the solution? Enter CME, a mobile and web authentication platform for businesses that allows businesses to address the problem of identity fraud at the start of customer engagement. What makes CME so effective is it creates a tangible link between person, device, and data, ensuring that the person who created the identity wallet is the person you're dealing with now. And it's easy to use. Once the account is created, person visits a business in person or online. They're prompted to authenticate. A QR code is scanned. The identity holder authenticates and signs with their biometrics, returning a pass-fail response. 4 simple steps. And with identity fraud being the fastest growing crime in the country, we're looking at markets that are centered around high volume of transactions, centered around applicant screening process, and where we can acquire our customers versus having to market the product directly to them. We've chosen property management companies as our target market because they're a market that's highly susceptible to fraud. There's a low barrier to entry because we have resources within the sector to help us facilitate customer engagement. But let's be honest, once we can prove you are who you say you are on the other side of the screen, where couldn't we go? All the products and services listed above have underlying issues surrounding authentication, where we believe CME could help. Looking forward, We're going to pilot next year for several months. Validate the product, ensure the messaging is correct, and that there is no churn. The back half of the year is equally important for us as we look to scale past our pilot, grow our team, engage our product's response in the market in relation to our competitors. Speaking of which, let's see how we stand up. CME is the only solution that utilizes blockchain technology to provide accountability and proof of identity. Also, we're a complete mobile and web solution with no process change, meaning businesses can continue to conduct business with minimal friction. Also, while our nearest competitors are focused on large-scale government contracts, we're focusing on the mundane, everyday life activities, so as to grow CME's user base through repeated utility. In our business model, we're a B2B SaaS company that licenses our product to property management companies. We have a tiered pricing structure that accommodates small to large-scale enterprises, and we have our revenue streams are twofold. We have account setup fees and recurring revenue in the form of transaction fees and subscription fees. And so, like the virus that prompted this pandemic and our shift in digital services, identity fraud will continue to mutate and grow, which is why businesses need our product, CME, so they can stay proactive instead of reactive. If you have any questions, comments, or about identity fraud or what we do in our product, please contact us. Thank you. Thanks.